Hey everybody, Brian Delani here. Today we're going to learn a very easy way for you to memorize your cycle of fifths. And what does that mean? These are your keys that you're going to use for your soloing, for your chord progressions, and anything else that you will ever do in music. So one thing we need to understand is there is an easy way for you to memorize this. You're going to have to learn it, and you're going to have to use some concepts that I'm going to show you. And what that will do is help you visualize it and give you some quick ways that you can look at your fretboard until you memorize it. So it's not a crutch, and you can use it as a crutch, and we don't want that. So the first thing we need to do is understand that there are steps that we can use, but we have to progress past that into memorization. So the first one is we're going to learn how to memorize this through visualization on our fretboard. Guitar's not even plugged up, because we're not worried about what it sounds like. We're worried about what we're seeing. I'm tuned down a whole step, so we're still going to consider this to be in standard. We're going to be talking about the cycle of fifths. This also applies to the cycle of fourths, which I will give another lesson on, but not at this time. So just understand that a lot of the concepts that we're going to be talking about now can apply to the cycle of fourths, but we're only going to be talking about the circle or the cycle of fifths right now. We're going to use a guitar as a visual guide. So we're going to look at the guitar as a way to put our finger on it or a way to just look at it, but I'm going to point at it. Let's first start understanding that keys are useful. If you don't think that you need to know keys, what's going to happen is somebody's going to be playing a song with these three chords in it. You're going to think it's something that it's not, and you're going to play, say, an A minor on top of it, and it's A major. And so you see the A, you think, oh, it's an A power chord. But power chords have no third, but when it goes to the next chord, say that chord is a C sharp, that's an A major, not an A minor. And we're going to learn that. We're going to understand that. And it's going to become very simple, very simple. First thing, let's look at the idea of the cycle of fifths. What does that even mean? If you don't understand what a fifth is, it's the same as understand what your major scale is. So you have your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And so the idea behind that is we're using each note as an interval. And always remember, your first interval is the first note, not the second note. Some people would say 1, 2, 3, because you're starting here at your first step. No, 1. Always start 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 octave, not 1, 2, 1. Okay? Very important. Trust me, that's going to be one of the most important things to understand. So you start on the first note, and you're going up 5 notes, a 5-note interval of your major scale. If you don't understand a major scale, don't know what a major scale is, and don't know how to go through a major scale, that's going to make it very hard. I'm not going to cover every item of theory that you could possibly learn in this. I have a book, The Guitarist Guide to Theory. You can get it on Amazon. I will put a link in the comments. In the note description below. You go through the major scale, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is all in my book. All right. And so that fifth note is going to be the key idea of where we are getting this from. So I'm going to try to put some stuff on the screen so we can see it, because a lot of it's going to have to be learned with your eyes. And if you get a pencil and paper, I always told my students, pencil, pen, whatever you use, write it down. Use your brain and write it down with your hand. You will memorize it so much better, because what you do is you take it from your head, use it on your hand, write it on the paper, and then you see it. There's this loop that goes on in memorization. I do have a doctorate in education, by the way. Let's start with the idea of the major scale. Major scale is going to be the basis for all of this. And our key major scale is going to be the C major. C major has no sharps or flats. Let's just start there. C major has no sharps, no flats. So that is going to be the core basis of where we start. We always want to start with 0 and progress from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. Now it's not that hard, because we start with 0. C always has 0. That's a very big part of what we're going to learn. C, right here, 3rd fret on the A string. Okay, this is part of our memorization skill. First, we know C has no sharps or flats. If we go up 5, hence cycle or circle of fifths, that will be our new key. I know I'm talking like you're unintelligent or something like that, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to emphasize the words. Our new key is not the old key, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G. Right? Got it? So G would be our key that has 1 sharp. Right? So we start with 0, go up 5. Our new key has 1 sharp. And the easiest thing to do is we can see this is a G, the 3rd fret on the E string. That's because if you go up on the guitar, it is a 5th. Same thing as if you do a power chord. This is your 5th. This is your octave, so you can see it. If you go up on the guitar, it's a 5th. You go down on guitar, it's a 4th. So you go up, it's your 5th. So C has 0 sharps. G has 1 sharp. See how easy that was? You can just look right here. C 0, G 1. Very easy. Now, what sharp does it have? The one thing we got to remember, you get a sharp, you keep a sharp. You get a sharp, you keep a sharp. You get a sharp, you keep a sharp. So you're not learning random sharps. You're just adding sharps from the previous key. C had 0, so we add 1 sharp to G, and it's the easiest thing to understand. You go down a half step. That's your sharp. What sharp is it? F sharp. Okay? C's got 0, G's got 1. What sharps I have? F sharp. Pretty simple. Then we can go from G, which is on the top string, 3rd fret, go up 5. Now that's our 5th. That's a D. G, A, B, C, D, right? So D has 2 sharps because we added 1. C's got 0. G's got 1. Now look at this. D has 2. Okay? So we know G had 1 sharp. It was F sharp. And we move up to D. D's got 2 sharps. We already know it's got the F sharp. What's the next sharp it's got? C sharp. You just go down a half step. Which one? Right here. That's the new one. It's the 7. Okay? We're just going up 5 notes of the major scale. Start on C, go up 5. That's a G. So we start on the G major scale, go up 5. That's a D. Go to the D major scale, go up 5. That's the next one. Okay? And I'll show you an easy way to remember that in a second. You don't have to do that by doing a major scale. And that's not how we're memorizing. That's not the easy way. The easy way is the fretboard. Okay? So let me show you. I went through it so I can show you. This is how you memorize it. That's simple. All right? C has got 0. G's got 1. D's got 2. A's got 3. E's got 4. B, 5. F sharp, 6. C sharp, 7. Simple. And another thing that you can do is use the same thing starting on your first sharp. What are your sharps? F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. You see what I'm saying? Okay? It's not rocket science. It's an easy way for you to memorize. If you want to sit there and say, we're in the key of A, how many sharps is it? 3. What are the sharps? F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Magic, right? So that's an easy way, so you don't even have to do that. You can look at your fretboard and say, I'm in the key of A. And you can just look and see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you can see what the notes are. Right about 1, 2, 3. That's all there is to it. That's the memorization tool that you can use. Kind of like using flashcards or something like that that you can easily see. You want to memorize this over time. And the cool thing about it is when it comes to understanding the flats, it might be even easier. Might be even easier. Guitar doesn't like flats, so I'm going to show you some tricks with the flats with the next lesson. But like I said, quick, easy memorization tool. You take the major scale, you go up 5 notes. That's the new key. C is the key major scale because it has none. You start there, go up 5. That's your new key that has 1 sharp. Go up 5. That's your new key that has 2 sharps. Go up 5. That's your new key that has 3 sharps. I can just beat a dead horse with this all day long, but it's easy. What are the sharps? Boom. Any questions? Comment below. I'll be doing one on the flats as well. Have a good day.